Hi, we are in volume 6 of my set of books I got, 70-year-old set of books, Bible Stories by Arthur S Maxwell. And we are at part 2, story 11, The Plain of Ono. So it says O-N-O, Ono. It's a strange thing, but anybody, but whenever anybody tries to do some great work for God, somebody else tries to stop it. So it was with the building of the walls of Jerusalem. No sooner had Nehemiah got all the people together working on the job than Sanballat, or Sanballat, 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 Tobiah, Tobih, and Geshem, or Geshem, Geshem, started to fuss about it. To begin with, they did not like Nehemiah. When they heard of his arrival, it grieved them exceedingly that there was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel. Then, when the building began, they stood around laughing and scoffing. What do these feeble Jews, 70-year-old language sometimes, it's not like modern. Okay. What do these feeble Jews mock Sanballat? Will they fortify themselves? And then it's got the pause. Will they revive, sorry, will they revive the stones out of the heaps of rubbish which were burnt? Pshaw. That's what it says. Pshaw. Pshaw, sneered Tobiah. A fox could push it over. This didn't bother Nehemiah. He just went on building. However, when about half of the wall was finished, news reached him that Sanballat, Tobiah, and Gershom were gathering an army to attack the city and knock the wall down again. Friendly Jews out of the country sent word that these enemies planned to creep up through the piles of rubbish that were not yet cleared away and pounce on the builders and slay them and cause the work to cease. Nehemiah, unafraid, acted at once. He ordered everybody to drop their building tools and stand on the wall with swords, spears, and bows ready to meet the attackers. At the same time, he passed this cheering message from one to another all around the city. Be not ye afraid of them. Remember the Lord, which is great and terrible, and fight for your brethren, your sons and your daughters, your wives and your houses. Fortunately, there was no need to fight. When Sanballat and his men crept up to attack the city, saw the half-built wall lined with armed men, they took flight and fled. For a moment, from that moment on, however, Nehemiah never felt quite safe. At any moment, the ruffians might return. So he gave orders that half the people should go on with the building while, and then I'll show you, and then you got another Rimley, and it has 55 on it, so it's got a date. And this is a 2-pager. And they're still working, and then they got the cards. And these originals are somewhere in someplace. Okay? At any moment, the ruffians might return. So he gave orders that half the people should go on with the building, while the other half stood guard. As an extra safeguard, every builder carried his sword by his side as he worked. So they were armed to the teeth, even when they were working. Soon we labored in the work, the record says, and half of them held the spears from the rise of the morning till the stars disappeared, till the stars appeared. So they all had guards all day, all night too. All night too. A careful watch was kept. Some, including Nehemiah, never took off their clothes night or day, except that every one put them off for washing. So they only took the clothes off, their warrior stuff off, only whenever they took a bath. Okay? With such inspiring leadership, it was no wonder the work went so quickly. Day by day, the wall rose higher and higher. More and more sections were joined, closing up the holes in between. What shouts of joy there must have been as the last stones were laid and family after family climbed to the top and walked around the completed wall. One day when the whole city was in One day when the whole city was enclosed and nothing was left to be done but hang the gates on their hinges, who should turn up but some of Sanballat's men. Come, let us meet together in some one of the villages in the plain of Ono, was the message they brought from their master. Nehemiah was not that easy taken in. He knew they were planning to do him harm. So he sent back this word: I am doing a great work, so that I cannot come down. Why should the work cease? Willest I leave it and come down with you? Okay, of course, King James. 4 times Sanballat sent his messengers asking Nehemiah to come down to the plain of Ono, and 4 times this gallant leader gave him the same answer: No, I can't do it. And that is what you should say when you are tempted to do wrong or leave some duty God had asked you to do to perform. When Sanballat's messengers came the 5th time, they brought a very nasty message. They suggested that the Jews were planning to rebel against the king of Medo-Persia, and that is why they had rebuilt the wall. If Nehemiah would not come to see Sanballat, at this report would be sent to the king. It isn't true, replied Nehemiah. You are making it all up yourself. And still he refused to leave his work. Then he turned to God and cried, Now therefore, O God, strengthen my hands. Now someone suggests that his life was in danger, that the enemy had men inside the wall seeking to kill him. He had better hide in the temple for safety. So some men told him to go, Nehemiah to go to the temple. And then it has a painting right here. And it's the way it's made, not my camera. There's the men talking to Nehemiah and said, let's go, let's go, let's go hide. Go to the, if I put it in nowadays, let's go to the west wing to secure. Okay. Okay. Should, and then we go back to the story. It says, should such a man as I flee? Retorted this noble leader. And who is there that being as I am would go into the temple to save my life? I will not go in. And he didn't. Bravely he carried on with the task he had come to Jerusalem to do. At last the wall was finished, and the gates were set in place. How long had it been to do this great work that some had said was impossible? You'd never guess. Just 52 days, less than 2 months, and all because one man had vision, faith, and courage. What a man was the king's cupbearer, Nehemiah. I'm going to put Nehemiah in it. And then, of course, got a picture of them putting the gates up. And there's the picture. Them working hard and putting the gates up. Now, these books were made 70 years ago. So, some people, like in rural America, were still doing the old ways and stuff and things. Uh, just using their hands and being, I guess an example is Amish. I was just putting this sample out there. Okay, that was part 2, story 11, and yeah, it's break time. So I'm going to break, and then we'll get back to our stories in just a little bit.